What would be the most impressive thing to steal and get away with? A kid in my high school class stole a canoe from Sears, just started walking out with it like he'd just bought it. He even had an employee he encountered on the way out help him to his truck. I don't condone shoplifting by any stretch, but damn. Iowa class battleship. I had a plan to pull it off too, 100% legal, or, possibly, a few minor felonies but still results in legal ownership of a battleship. The USS North Carolina is a museum ship that is undergoing repairs to the hull. They decided to keep it in place and build a cofferdam around it to drain the water, but at one point they were considering towing it to a dry dock. I'm acquainted with a military historian who was to be honored by being made temporary captain of the ship, because if the tow chain broke and the ship had no captain, anyone could claim it as abandoned. My piracy scheme should be obvious: chopper in, cut the tow chain, hoist the captain onto the chopper, and raise the Jolly Roger over a 30,000-ton battleship. I'm sure there is some minor illegality involved with cutting the chain and involuntary helicopter hoisting, but worth it to enter the history books as a legendary pirate. So apparently Sports Authority, when it was still in business, was one of the easiest places to steal from, because I have two completely separate group of friends that stole some big items from there. First group, two guys. One guy walks in and grabs a bicycle while the other one grabs a kayak. Guy rolls the bike out while the other one carries the kayak out like they bought it. Second group, also two guys. They walk in and grab two of those multi-people tents, $400 plus, and carry them right to the customer service desk. They tell the employee that their mom bought the tents but lost the receipt and asks if they can return them without the receipt. The employee tells them they can only get store credit for them. So they said okay, never mind then, and left with them. They went back a week or two later after they used the tents and returned them for store credit. Maybe so many people stole from Sports Authority that it ran out of business? I've had the ultimate yacht heist planned for years. All you have to do is go down before a big hurricane comes, select the finest yacht, sail it away, and then when the hurricane comes and you see boats all over the shoreline trashed, the owners will assume their boat is also trashed. But no, it's 25 miles upriver in a boathouse getting re-outfitted. Cha-ching. Original owner gets a new boat from insurance, everyone is happy. The rug with the presidential seal in the Oval Office. Not only a national treasure, but it brings the room together. The Declaration of Independence, of course. A Cadillac from a Detroit assembly line in your lunchbox, one piece at a time. Went to a friend's wedding in Florida. She was the bride and asked if I wouldn't mind driving over to the supermarket, Publix, to pick up the catering for the bridal party's lunch. I drive over, speak with the deli manager, and in 15 minutes I'm loading up a shopping cart with about $250 worth of chow. I got a bottle of wine for my hotel room that night. Go to the checkout, put the wine on the conveyor, pay for it. I motioned to all the food in the cart and say that it was prepaid, as I assumed it was, for the wedding, and the cashier smiles and wishes me well for the day. The bagger assisted me out to the car, get back to the bridal party with all of the bags. Bride asked me how much everything was. I said I didn't pay for it cause I thought you did. She hadn't. So I had a jolly time inadvertently shoplifting $250 of food. Edit 1. A lot of folks have commented that my friend the bride set me up, but later I found out that she had delegated payment to her groom who, while a nice funny guy, is, how to put this, useless and forgot to prepay for all of the grub. Kudos, though, to the Publix staff, from the deli manager who helped me load the shopping cart, to the kind cashier and the bagger kid who helped me out to the car. I'm sure they have me on CCTV, jaunting behind the cart like Uncle Remus singing zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day while I rip off the store. This is the most Publix thing I've ever heard. Cashier's manager was probably like, but you did wish them well for the wedding, right? Great, no problem, no worries, good job. The D from the Hollywood sign. Hollywood stars and celebrities, what do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out. Liam Neeson's daughter. I used to work at Microsoft, and for a period around 2006 there was a string of car thefts from one of the campus garages. These guys were showing up in workwear, coveralls, with a flatbed truck and just straight up loading cars onto their truck and driving away. The chandelier at Tiffany's. What is my perfect crime? I break into Tiffany's at midnight. Do I go for the vault? No, I go for the chandelier. It's priceless. As I am taking it down, a woman catches me. She tells me to stop. It's her father's business. She's Tiffany. I say no. We make love all night. In the morning, the cops come and I escape in one of their uniforms. I tell her to meet me in Mexico, but I go to Canada. I don't trust her. Besides, I like the cold. 30 years later, I get a postcard. I have a son and he's the chief of police. This is where the story gets interesting. I tell Tiffany to meet me in Paris by the Trocadero. She's been waiting for me all these years. She's never taken another lover. I don't care. I don't show up. I go to Berlin. That's where I stashed the chandelier. Edit, video for people who haven't seen this. Edit 2, thanks for the gold. There is a prominent meteor hunter who sold a huge meteor from Argentina to a collector in Japan. Price was over $1 million. After loading it on a truck and heading to the airport in Buenos Aires, he was detained by the police. Turns out it was a national landmark and a con artist sold it to him. Stephen Hawking's wheelchair. The moon. Mona Lisa, that thing is watched by hawks. Somebody did steal it. Some guy who worked at the Louvre took it and it was missing for a while. Part of this contributed to its fame, as it was not nearly as well known before Edit. Apparently the guy who stole it, Vincenzo Perugia, didn't actually work at the Louvre, but rather dressed like a worker and walked out with it hidden under some clothes in 1911. Police soon questioned him, but apparently they believed his alibi of working at a different location that day. He kept it hidden in a trunk in his apartment for 2 years before moving it to Italy. He claimed that he wanted to move it to its home place for patriotic reasons. But some question that motive, seeing as how he tried to sell it when he got there. Guy from college hopped over the bar in the club and stole their entire credit card payments system, a few machines, wires, everything. It was funny at the time. But it's even funnier today. My heart. I use my thumb with blowjobs. The Eiffel Tower, it's been attempted many times. My virginity. Go ahead and try it. I dare you. Robbing a bank would be impressive with all the modern day alarms, locks, cameras, and such, but I have a plan. 1. Get a job there. Doesn't matter the position as long as you're in there. 2. Then just go there, do the work, gain their trust. They'll be eating out of the palm of your hands in no time. Now you may be wondering how you get the money. 3. That's the beauty of it. They deposit the money into your bank account, week after week, month after month. 4. Then 20 to 30 years later walk out the front door like nothing even happened. Edit. So I did not come up with this, I paraphrased it from a video. Here it is in case you have not seen it. In the 50s someone, probably students, stole a car and reassembled it on the dome of one of the buildings at MIT. A police car. 17 sperm whales. Those are rookie numbers, you gotta pump those numbers up. 12. You don't know how to haggle, do you? The Sphinx. Someone already stole his nose. World's greatest game of I Got Your Nose. The Pope Mobile. My dad's friend, slightly tipsy, once loaded all the plastic patio chairs at a bar, around 3 dozen, into the bed of his truck and drove him with them. The bar owner didn't even bother to stop him, just said, "He'll see those in the morning, ask himself why the frick do I have all these chairs? And bring them right back." Mark my words. Sure enough, at around noon the next day, all those chairs were brought back when the dude sobered up. Lol. The Grand Canyon. Isn't a canyon an absence of rock? How do you steal nothing? I don't know, but it sure would be impressive.